Hello to all present here. I am Dr. S. Pungavanam. Now I am going to present about the time value of money. First you must know what is the meaning, what do you mean by time value of money. So here time value of money is a concept that money available at the present time is worth more than the identical sum in the future due to its potential earning capacity. In short, I can say that regarding time value of money, the present value is worth or future value is worth. You have to compare. When you compare, today if I am giving 100 rupees to you, if I offer 100 rupees to you, another option I am giving, I will offer the same 100 rupees next month, mean you will select the first option because of its time value. So time value of money means money available at present is more worth. So today's money is more worth than the future. This is the main important thing of the time value of money. The core principle of finance hold, the main principle of finance hold, that provided money can earn interest. If I have 100 rupees today, if I deposit in any bank or if I lend to any person, that 100 rupees will fetch interest. Any amount of money is worth than the sooner it is received. So what here the author here what this presentation says, the money received today is more worth than the money received in future. These are the major time value topics. First is future value of money. Second is present value of money, then rate of interest. So here I am going to explain these three topics. PV is called as present value. So is the present value is the current value of future sum of money or stream of cash flow given a specified rate of return. So what is present value? See, suppose I am every month I am depositing 100 rupees from January, February up to December depositing. So I can calculate the 1200 I am depositing every month, 1200 depositing. What is the present value? If you want to know, I can calculate the present value by using the 4 to 5 formulas are there. So here present value is the current value of future sum of money or stream of cash flow given a specified rate of return. So I am going to calculate the present value of a future stream of cash flows at a given specified rate of return. If I want to calculate the present value, I must know what is the stream of value, that is cash outflow, plus what is the rate of return. If I know these two items, I can easily calculate the present value of the money. In the same way, future value, F is short called as future value. It is the value of the current asset at the future date based upon the assumed growth. So today if I have 1000 rupees in my hand, if I want to calculate what is the future value after 1 year or 2 years, I have to use the formula. So future value is the value of a current asset at a future date based on the assumed rate of growth. Here also I want to know what is the future present value plus what is the growth rate, interest rate. If I know these two items, I can easily calculate the future value. The future value is important to investor. So every investor want to know what is the value of the money they invest today in future after 10 years, what is the value after 10 years. So future value is very much important to the investor and the financial planners, the planners who are going to give solution to their client. Financial planners, as they use it to estimate how much investment made today will be worth in future. Not only the financial planner, not only the investor, even an ordinary common man, household persons, they want to know what is the future value of the money they are saving today. So this future value is very, very important. This timeline shows the timing of cash flows. See here, this is 0, CF 0, then CF 1 at the end of the first year, CF 2 at the end of the second year, CF 3 at the end of the third year. So time 0 is today, CF 0 is today. For example, January 1 means January 1, that is February, that is March, that is April. So this 0 stands for the period 1, time 1 is the at the end of the period 1. So 0 is the today, time 1 is the end of the period. For period 1, so for example, 1 year means at the end of the first year, CF 2 at the end of second year, CF 3 at the end of the third year. So this is a timeline for a 100 lump sum due at the end of second year. So as I already explained the slide, 0 stands for the beginning, 1 at the end of the first year, then 2 at second at the end of second year. This 100 stands at the end of second year. So this 100 is due at the end of the year 2. So this is a timeline for an ordinary annuity of rupees 100 for 3 years. So annuity means annual. So here 0 at the beginning of the year, at the end of the first year, the excess investing rupees 100. Then at the end of second year, he is investing rupees 100. At the end of the third year, he is investing 100. This is called as timeline for the ordinary annuity. This is the timeline for uneven cash flows. So you see here, so far we have seen 100, 100, 100. Now we are going to see the uneven cash flows. See, these are then, this is at the end of the beginning 0 period. This is at the end of the first year, he is investing rupees 100. At the end of the second year, he is investing rupees 75. At the end of the third year, he is investing rupees 50. So uneven cash flow. First year end 100, second year end 75, the third year end is investing 50. So this is called as timeline for uneven cash flow. Next is compounding. So what is compounding here? Growing money to accumulate value in future. So how you to solve this compounding means simply solving for future value. So here you have to use the mathematical process to find the compounding value. Next is future value of an initial 100 after 3 years. Interest rate is 10%. So initial 100. So you are going to invest at the beginning of the period 100 rupees, then first year, second year, third year. Now what is the future value? You want to know what is the future value at the end of the third year. So how you have to calculate the future value means finding future value means moving to the right on the timeline. So from here I am moving towards right at the end of the third year. Since the question says third year, I have to stop at the year 3 is called as compounding here. Now how will you calculate the present value after 1 year? Formula is future value equal to present value plus interest. See, present value within bracket 1 plus I. So see, the interest is only 1 year, I am taking as 1 plus I. If it is 2 means 1 plus I the whole power 2. So I have to 3 means 1 plus I the whole power 3. So up to n means 1 plus I the whole power n. So here 100 into 1 interest rate is 10% here. So 10% means 0.10. So 1 plus 0.10 is equal to 1.10. If you multiply this 100 into 1.1, it will come to 110. So it is a future value of rupees 100 if I invest at the rate of interest 10%. Now I am going to explain how we are going to calculate future value after 2 years. The same formula, future value equal to present value into 1 plus I into 1 plus I. So present value into 1 plus I the whole power 2. So present value is 100. So 1 plus 10 equal to 1.10 to the whole power 2. If you multiply 100 into 1.1 into 1.1, it's come to 121. Now I am going to explain how we are going to calculate the future value after 3 years. So formula is present value into 1 plus I the whole power 2 into 1 plus I. That means see present value within bracket 1 plus I the whole power 3. Since it is 3 here, I have to put 3 here. So interest is 10%. So 1 plus 0.10 to the whole power 3. So 1 plus 10, 1.10 into 1.10 into 1.10. So you have to simplify it, then you have to multiply with 100, it comes to 103.2. It is the future value of rupees 100 invested. Now in general, what is the formula in general for the present value is present value to n means number of years equal to future value for the n number of years equal to present value into 1 plus I the whole power 10. So here I stands for interest, N stands for number of years. So, there are 4 ways to calculate the future value. So, step by step approach method, then solve the equation with regular calculator, use of financial calculator, use of spreadsheet. So, there are 4 ways to calculate. Here I am going to solve only with the help of the formula approach, though in future we are going to see only the formula approach. So, if you apply the previous formula and if you solve what is the future value after 4 years. So, present value is 100. So, number of year is 4, I equal 10%. So, what is the future value? So, future value is equal to present value within bracket 1 plus 0.10 to the power of 4. Then if you simplify this, you will get the value as 146.41. So, now the same problem, what is the future value after 4 years, but different compounding per year. So, far we have seen only one yearly ones, now different compounding per year. So, here so here I am going to compound, one model is semi-annually, another model is quarterly. Okay, so semi-annually means yearly 2 times. So, quarterly means yearly 4 times. So, present value of rupees 100 rupees dollar. So, now n will change. So, how much? 4 years. So, you have to put 4 into 2. How this 2 comes? Because it is semi-annually. Because every year you are calculating 2 times. So, you have to multiply 4 into 2 equal to, now it becomes 8 period. So, I is same 10%. So, here I is 10%. Now, since it is semi-annually, you have to divide 10 by 2. If you divide 10% by 2 equal to 5% per year. So, now you can calculate the future value. So, what 2 steps you have to follow means, one is you have to multiply number of years into 2. Why 2 means semi-annually. You have to divide interest rate by 2. Why 2 means it is also semi-annually. So, another model is quarterly. Quarterly means yearly 4 times. So, here what I have to do, n equal to 4 years means 4 into 4. So, yearly 4 times you are going to compounding. So, it is called as, now it is come to 16 period. Now, the same way interest is 10%. Here quarterly means 4 times. So, you are divided by 4, 10% of 4 equal to 2.4% per year. Then you have to use the same formula, then you have to find the future value. Every money we are investing today want to be accumulated in future. That is the main aim of the investor or an household. So, whatever the money is investing, is putting in bank or anywhere or investing in gold, it want to accumulate it in future. So, here how to solve that? Now comes how to solve the present value. If you know the future value, you have to solve the present value. This model is called as discounting. Now, you are coming from future to the present. You know the future, now you want to know what is the present. So, here you have to divide by mathematical process. Now, what is the present value of rupees 110 due in 1 year if interest per year is 10%. So, finding the present value is called discounting, finding the future value is called compounding. Okay, now, it is a reverse of compounding. Present value is the reverse of compounding. Now, you know what is the value of the end of the first year? They are given as 110. So, they are given what is the interest rate. Now, you have to calculate what is the present value at the 0. At the start, 0 means starting point. This is a timeline. So, this is the end of the third year, second year, first year. At the end of the first year, your future present value, your value is 110. Now, you must want to know what is the present value at the beginning of the period. This is the formula to calculate the present value. See here, present value equal to future value. Okay, here it is given as 110. Future value within bracket 1 plus I means interest, n means number of years. So, here n stands for number of years. So, by applying the previous problem, now I am going to calculate the present value. So, the future value at the end of the first year, they are given as 110. So, 1 plus interest 10%, 0.10, 1 plus 0.10 equal to 10. So, n stands for number of years. There they are given the present value after 1 year only. So, to the power of 1. If I simplify this, the answer is PV equal to 110. Here the same, one is stands for annual compounding, another stands for semi-annual compounding. So, here annual compounding future value is 110, n is number of year, I equal to 10, present also same formula you have to apply. So, when you come for semi-annually, here present value 110 it was given, then n equal to 1 year. Since it is semi-annually, you have to multiply by 2, 1 by 2. When I come for interest rate, since semi-annually, you have to divide the interest rate by 2, 10 divided by 2 equal to 5%. Then you have to calculate the future value. What is the present value of rupees 100 due in 3 years if interest per year is 10%. So, now we want to calculate what is the present value of rupees 100. So, you see here due in 3 years means at the end of the third year the value is 100. So, now I want to calculate what is the present value at the beginning of the year. So, you have to come towards left, from right I am coming towards left. It is simply the reverse work of the compounding. So, present value is called as discounting. Now, solution for it, the same formula I explained, present value equal to what is the future value that given here 100. So, 100 into 1 by 1 plus 10, 10 is interest rate here. So, since it is 3 years to the power of 3. So, here you have to simplify it, it comes to 0.7513. So, 100 into 0.713 equal to 75.13. So, the future value of 100 after 3 years is given, the present value for that is 75.134. Now, the period of interest is unknown here. So, the same way you can calculate if the period of interest is unknown. So, here invest rupees 100 today, earning is 10%, I need 146.41. How long it will take? It is that how long it will take to earn 146.1, how many years it will take? The solution is here to find number of years. Now, solve for I. So, here solve for n means what? Number of years. Solve for I means what? The rate of interest. So, here deposited 100 today, you need the same 148.75 in 4 years, that what is the annual rate of interest if the money is compounded quarterly. So, here the same formula you can find what is the number of years and what is the rate of interest. Formula to calculate the time to double. So, here present value equal to future value into 1 plus 1 the whole power n. So, how much time you take the time to the first, if I am investing rupees 100, how much time it will take to become 200, it is called time to double. The future value is 2, I want double. Personally, I want to invest rupees 1, future I want become 2, that is double. So, same way 1 into 1 plus interest is 20%, 0.2 the whole power n. So, this n I want to solve it. So, if I simplify this, I will get the answer n as 3.8. So, it will take 3.8 years time, 3 years and 8 months to double the rupees for $1 to 2. Next, I find the interest rate the same way, present value equal future value into 1 plus I the whole power n. So, here interest rate is not given. Okay, so, they are given rupees 1 as an initial investment, if you after end of third year it became 2. So, $2, 2 rupees 1 are given. So, 1 plus I interest rate is not given, but here is 3 I have given n as 3. So, here I have to simplify this equation. If I simplify this equation, I will give the interest rate as 25.99. Next is you must know what is ordinary annuity then annuity due. So, what is ordinary? A series of equal payments made at fixed interval or specific number of times. Annuity means what? Equal payment made at the fixed interval, maybe yearly or maybe monthly, maybe quarterly or half yearly. So, what is ordinary annuity? If I make the payment at the end of the month, it is come as ordinary annuity. If I make the payment at the beginning, it is called as annuity due. So, here you must know these two important concepts. One is ordinary annuity, another is annuity due. Annuity due means beginning, ordinary annuity means at the end. Now, I am investing rupees 100 per year. So, annuity due means I invested at the beginning. So, beginning of the year 0, 100 I am investing. Beginning of the first year I am investing 100. Beginning of the third year I am investing 100. It is called as annuity due. What is ordinary annuity? At the end of the year, at the end of the first year I am investing rupees 100. At the end of the second year I am investing rupees 100. At the end of the third year I am investing rupees 100. This is called as ordinary annuity and annuity due. Next is what is the future value of 3 years ordinary annuity of rupees 100 at 10%. What is ordinary annuity? At the end. So, at the end of the first year I am investing 100, 100, 100. Now, we want to know what is the future value of a 3 year. What is the value of rupees 100 invested at the first year at the year end of the third? What is the future value of the rupees 100 invested at the end of the second, at the end of the third? Then what is the future value of third? So, this is 100 is same. Then you have to calculate use the formula. Then if future value formula of this for to calculate future value, it come to 110. In the same way, you have to use the future value formula. If you calculate, it come to 121. If you add these three, it comes out 321. 321 is the future value of rupees 100 invested in ordinary annuity model. Next is what is the future value annuity formula here. So, the future value of an annuity with n period and an interest rate of rupees I stands for interest rate, can be found by the following. This is the following formula: PMT, present value, equal to 1 plus I the whole power n minus 1 divided by I. If you use this formula, you can find what is the future value of the money invested. In the same way, what is the present value of the ordinary annuity? See the now last slide we are calculating the future value, now present value at the beginning. So, here 1 rupees you are invested at the end of the first year, what is the value at the beginning of the year? 200 rupees invested at the end of the second year, what is the value at the beginning of the year? 3 then the third year investing rupees 100, what is the present value at the beginning of the year? So, these 3 is calculated by using the present value formula. If you add these 3, it come to 248.69. You see here the same thing, formula is PMT, PMT is into 1 by I minus 1 by I 1 plus I the whole power n. So, it is the amount invested every month. Okay. Then 1 plus point I is 10%, then 1 by 10% into 1 plus 10% to 3. So, what is the future? We will calculate the present value at the end of for the 3 years period you are invested. The amount comes to 248.69. Next is what is the present value and the future value if the annuity were on annuity due. Due means annuity due means yearly at the beginning. So, here I am investing at the beginning 0 period, January 1 for example, I am investing 100. Then next year January 1 investing rupees 100, next year January 100. You see here present value and future annuity due versus ordinary annuity. So, what is the present value of annuity due? Present value of ordinary annuity due equal to 1 plus I. Okay, so, present value if you know is 248.69 into 1 plus I, 1 plus 0.1% equal to 273.56. Then is what is the future annuity due? So, future annuity due equal to into 1 plus I. So, 131 is the future value, 1 plus 10% equal to 364.1. If one person want to retire in 35 years, he want plan to 35 years, going to in 35 years, he deposit rupees $2,500 every year into an S&P 500 index fund which returns 2.1 annually. How much will you have to retire on 35? How much will get on 35 years? How much cash did you have to outlay in total accumulate that much? You see here present value is PM2 is investing $2,500, number of years 35, interest rate is 12.1. So, the future value at the end of the 35 year is now comes to 10,04,853 dollar here. Next, how much is investing? You want how much is investing means simply you have to multiply every year he is investing $250 per year into 35 equal to total investing $87,500, but how much it gets? 10,04,853 he is getting. What is the retirement problem for your friend who is a slacker, he is very slow now, that person. So, he want to retire with you in 35 years, but his skip burn and fails to save his first 15 years. So, he failed to save in the first 15 years. He deposited rupees $2,500 yearly into S&P. The same way he is depositing. How much will you have to retire on 35 years? How much cash did he have to outlay in total to accumulate that much? So, you see the same model plus PMT is $2,500, N is 10 year, I is 12.1 here. So, n is only 10 year. In the previous slide it was 35 because that person is invested from the beginning. This person the first 15 he failed to save. After 16th year only is start saving. So, the remaining balance how much he is going to save here? Only 20 years. So, you will get only 1,82,000 to the return dollar. How much is going to is investing totally? 250 per year is investing. 20 years mean $50,000 is investing. He is getting 1,82,000 to $31 is getting. So, here why this difference comes? 1 lakh last slide it comes to 10 lakh $4,850. Here 1 lakh at 2031 it is because of the person is very slack, he failed to invest. In the same you can calculate the present value for the uneven cash flow also. So, at the end of the first year it is 100, and the second year 300, 300 then minus 50, this is uneven cash flow. For this also we can calculate the present value. Will the future value of a lump sum be larger or smaller if you compounding more often? So, if you compounding more often semi-annually or quarterly, if you compounding more often, what will happen to the future value? It will become small or huge, holding the stated interest rate. The interest rate is constant. Now, interest rate is constant, simply we are changing the compounding period. What is the future value? Will it be large or more? Then why? The answer is larger. Here, if the compounding is done more frequently, once a year for example, semi-annually, quarterly or daily. So, compounding can be done daily also. So, if how much you are compounding, how much frequent you are compounding means your amount will become larger. Interest is fixed. If compounding is changes, the amount will become larger. This is the formula for the different compounding periods. So, if it is semi-annually or daily or quarterly, the formula changes. Here simply n into number of years. Semi-annual means you have to multiply by 2. Quarterly means you will multiply by 4. The same way here you are going to divide interest rate divided by the semi-annual means interest rate by 2. Quarterly interest rate divided by 4. Simply one place you have to multiply, another place you have to divide. Future value is $100, interest rate 12% for 5 years. Now, you see here $100 are given, interest rate semi-annually 5 into 2 multiplied by 2. Here interest I am dividing by 2 since semi-annually. The answer comes to 179.08. The same amount if you done annually it come to only 176.23. If compounding done semi-annually 2 times a year it is come to 179. If the compounding is done quarterly it comes to 180.61. The compounding is done monthly it comes to 181. If compounding is done daily it comes to 182. So, 166 it comes to 182 if it is 100. If you invest lakh or 10 lakh or 30 lakh the amount will be more. So, this shows that when the compounding is done more times the future value will increase. So far we have seen what is the meaning of present value, what is the meaning of future value, why this present values and future values are more important for an investor or a finance people than how to show the how I have shown the time lag for the present value and future value. So, then we had explained what is the compounding period, why compounding period is more important for investor and how the compounding if you do the compounding more frequently how the values increase. So, these are the different important things we are seen in the time value of money. Thank you.